Alright, so my mouth is feeling better, so I can do a video now. I just thought I would do one on the last two episodes of The Mandalorian. They were good. Well, actually, they were pretty great, especially the one with Bill Burr. I liked his acting in that one. I liked how he delivered, and I liked what they did with Mayfield. It actually made me more interested in Mayfield than anything else. Not a lot was done with Boba, although I did dislike how they gave him that new look. Like, I liked it better when his armor was all chipped up and worn and torn, and made it like more like in the original trilogy. Also, just looks more badass. It shows he's a weathered, seasoned bounty hunter and mercenary. But other than that, yeah, the episodes are okay. I did like in the last episode. I did like the interaction between Boba and Bo-Katan, where she basically just calls Jango Boba's donor, and he gets pissed off about that, which is funny because I thought she was going to go in another direction with it. But yeah, I have to disagree with Mr. H review on this. I don't think that was more or less. Well, actually, no, I do kind of agree. It does show his, I guess, reverence for Jango. But I think that was less of an insult to Jango. At least I think that's what Mr. H review implied. But I just remember him making it sound like she insulted Jango. That sounded more like a dig at Boba and just his heritage in a way. So yeah, it was. And this isn't a dig on Mr. H reviews for the record. He does good work. That's just like something I've had gone in my head while I was thinking up for this video while I was preparing for it. But yeah, not a lot was done with Boba, but that post-credits scene, holy hell, that was good. I liked it. Felt very, I don't want to say spaghetti western, but it felt like it had a very western feel to it. And apparently they're having something called the Book of Boba coming out next year in December, which I'll probably try. Anything with Boba gets my money. Pedro Pascal was, well, I would say good, but I'm not exactly a good judge of acting. I want to say great. I thought he did a fairly decent job. Despite my problems with the man, he is still a great actor. He was, from what I remember of Game of Thrones, I think he was a pretty decent in that one too. But he was good. Kind of a sad ending. But yeah, these are two good episodes, especially episode 7 of season 2 with Mayfield. And I have to agree with Generation Tech. That basically devolved into a Bill Burr episode, which I'm fine with. I also agree with them that Bill Burr is a national treasure and should be protected, even if that means with nukes. I mean, he's not George Carlin, but hey, you gotta go what you have. Gotta go with what you have. And I liked his delivery of that episode. I liked how it evolved sort of Mayfield's character, because the last time I saw him, he just came off as kind of like a wise guy that you heard used to be a sharpshooter in the Imperial military. In this one, you not only get to see it more and more convincingly, but you also get to see he's kind of I think he came off as a complex character. He saw messed up shit. He was impacted by it, and I think that scene between him and Hess brought out his PTSD from it. That just pissed him off because it meant this guy was going to subject more people to what he went through on Operation Cinder. But yeah, it was good, and the episode after that was pretty epic. I was surprised they brought in Skywalker. He was interesting. I kind of skimmed through some stuff because, well, I didn't skim through a lot. I only skimmed through that one dialogue between Mando and Gideon because, I'm sorry, I'm not that good with dialogue. For some reason, I get bored real easily. But then I'll probably go back and watch it again. But overall, I think it was really good. The episodes were written very well. Bill Burr was. Actually, I'm still surprised he's an actor. I'm still coming to terms with the fact that comedians can also act. That's sort of new for me. But yeah, I think he should do more acting because that scene of him was, I want to say, phenomenal. It was very entertaining. The scenes with Boba were fairly good, fairly good. Tamura Morrison, I think, still conveys the character of Boba pretty well. And I like the body language he kind of gave off. Kind of just gave off a gave zero shits, and if you f with me, I will f you up, which is always a plus for Boba because he always gave me that vibe. Usually, same with Django. What else was I gonna say? Gina Carano, her acting was also good. The lady that they have playing Fennec was also good. The lady who plays Bo-Katan, I forget her name. She was in Longmire, I think. I liked her scenes as well. She conveyed the, well, not entitlement, but what's the word? Kind of righteousness. And like the conflict she kind of has to deal with. Like when she finds out that Mando beat Moff Gideon, technically he's the one who should now have the saber. And he's just like, yeah, no, take it. I don't want it. And then they have to deal with the Dark Troopers, and that's when the Skywalker thing comes in. Heavy spoilers, by the way, in case I don't put that in the description. But yeah, I think that's about all I can really say. Other than at this point, I really do hope they do have a Boba Fett spin-off series in the works. That I will definitely watch. I also want to see what happens in season 3 of The Mandalorian because of how it ended. I don't want to leave that away, but I'll just say it involves Baby Yoda. And if you haven't seen the episode yet, then yeah, hopefully I've spared you from spoilers at that, but it's kind of heartbreaking. Well, more like depressing. Downside, it seems like this series is still steering clear into the sequel trilogy. I was kind of hoping maybe they were going to diverge from that and maybe make up their own storyline. Hoping anyway. I didn't think. Part of me was hoping, part of me was like, yeah, no, they're going to steer clear into this like Disney stuff, and they're not going to let Favreau and Filoni steer clear away from it. Also, I think Filoni was actually okay with the sequel trilogy. Then again, he did study under Rian Johnson, so I doubt he has much problem with the whole subverting expectations crap. Well, maybe he doesn't, or maybe he does. Only time will tell. But yeah, the acting overall was great. The set designs were great. My only real complaint is they didn't do a lot with Boba Fett. Like, I wanted more, because after that good action scene with him in episode 6 of the season 2, I wanted to see more of that with him, see him continue to be a badass and just put people to shame, and show why he is such a loved character in the expanded universe. Or, yeah, mainly in the expanded universe. In the movies, he's also loved, but I think the expanded universe just showed why he is more loved, or why he's loved more, or it shows more of why he's loved, is what I'm getting at. And I hope in the future they do something like that with Mando as well, where they show him being a badass again. They steer clear more into the, like, they go straight into those spaghetti western stuff with him again. That's what I want them to do. That was kind of the reason I got into the series to begin with, was I was hearing people making all these comparisons to spaghetti westerns, which I had not seen yet. I saw The Mandalorian, then I watched spaghetti westerns, and I can kind of see the comparisons. I want them to steer clear more into that, like, go full Clint Eastwood with it. Be brutal for all I care. Or, well, actually, it's pretty brutal, but not too brutal. The shows. And with the movies, they could be pretty brutal, I think. They had some hardcore stuff in them. And yeah, I think that's all I have. These are just my thoughts. And again, I thought I'd just do a video on it because, well, I mainly wanted to do videos on episodes of The Mandalorian that involved Boba Fett, and both of these had him. There were also some good callbacks to the prequel trilogy, mainly in the 7th episode, where he released that bomb like Django did in Attack of the Clones. which was a good scene, by the way. It also showed the Imperials not at their worst. Like, normally you just see Imperials as evil people, and you kind of see them in, I guess, more of a positive light, or in somewhat of a positive light. It didn't really change my feelings towards them. I still have a negative opinion towards them. And there's one more thing I forgot to say, though. This whole thing they're doing, I think they're trying to make another expanded universe. Although I hope they try to connect it somehow to the comics with Boba, though, because from what little I've seen, I do like they've done with him in that. It's not great, but it shows him just being a serious bounty hunter, just doing his job. And he seems more interested in just being a bounty hunter than being an honorable man. In The Mandalorian, he's more honorable. I'd kind of like them to explain that if they want to connect the comics to Boba and in this Boba Fett series they're thinking of making or are making, they better be making it because I want it. I want it. I'm like that guy in Deep Space Nine. When I saw that, I'm like, give, yes, give now. Me want. And yeah, that post-credit scene just kind of sets it all up. So yeah, kind of be of a cock block if they didn't. That'd be a bigger cock block than the end of Doom, the 2016 one, I think. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. I think I've rambled on enough. Sorry about that. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments. And yeah, just give these 2 episodes a try. And have a nice day. And remember, the game was rigged from the start.